How to make $5,000 to $15,000 in money flipping real estate contracts. So how do you do it? Well, what you need to do first is some networking. And second, you need to do some learning. And then third, you need to do a whole lot of implementation. So let's talk about the networking that you need to do. What you want to do is network with people that are actively investing in real estate. You want people whose business it is to buy properties and either put them into service as rentals or to fix them up and flip them. What you don't want is to be networking with people that are thinking about doing it or might do it or want to do it or just bought a course on doing it. The reason for that is because you want people that are well-funded, that are reliable, and that are excited about any property that you find them that is a good economic deal. So the number one rule, you need to network your way into people that are actually doing this as their business on a day-to-day business. So the question is, how would you do such a thing? Well, you can start with your local real estate investment clubs. Most major cities have a real estate investors association that's composed of people interested in real estate. Let me give you a danger sign in those though. Many of the people in those clubs either do very little in real estate or nothing in real estate other than socialize at the club. So you really need to be careful about linking up with people that are actually doing deals. What does that mean? It means you've actually seen deals that they're doing. You've gone to their work sites, not just what they talk about at the real estate club, because lots of people talk a good game, but lots of people don't do anything either. So you want to make sure that you're identifying people that are truly doing things. The second thing I'll tell you is that many of the people actively out there doing things are not going to real estate investor clubs. Real estate investor clubs typically have a few people that are doing a lot and a lot of people that are doing nothing. So what you want to do is link up with people that are doing things. So how do you do that? Well, look around town as you're driving around. Is there a place that's being renovated? Is there a place that's being fixed up? Well, maybe you should go stop and ask about it. Ask who owns it. Ask who's putting the deal together. And when you run into a real estate investor, talk to them about what they're doing and say, I'm getting started as a wholesaler. What kind of properties you're interested in? I'd love to find you some good deals. What are you interested in? And let the person tell you what they're looking for. What do you want to know? You want to know what kind of properties do you want? Do you want houses? Do you want multifamily? Do you want land? What is it you're looking for? What kinds of condition? What areas are you interested in? Do you want to be in the downtown city core? Do you want to be out in the suburbs? What areas are you interested in? And what level of renovation are you willing to undertake? Are they looking for complete fixer-uppers? Are they looking for something that's a little bit lighter? So really interview them and get a good understanding of what they're looking for, and then put them on your list. And also do any networking among people you know. If you know any contractors, ask them, hey, do you know anybody who's into the house fixing and flipping business or is a landlord? Everybody that you should be talking to, because there's that old story that 6 degrees of separation between you and everybody else on the earth. When you're talking about your local hometown, there's probably 1 or 2 degrees of separation between you and pretty much everybody in your town. Obviously, you also want to be looking online and look for people that are fixing and flipping houses. So they may be people that work for your local franchises that do fixing and flipping. The We Buy Ugly Houses, for example. You're looking for people that are actively investing. So you can talk to people at home centers, you can talk to contractors, you can talk to insurance agents, you can talk to title people. Talk to anybody and everybody involved in the real estate business. For that matter, talk to real estate agents that are looking at getting properties and working with investors. Now, I wouldn't necessarily tell them you're a wholesaler because they may see you as a natural enemy, but ask them, who are the big men and women in town that are doing this fixing and flipping? I'd be interested in talking to them. Maybe I'd do that someday, and see who they know. And it's a big networking exercise. And what your goal is to get 5 or 6 at a minimum, 5 or 6 very strong buyers that as soon as you uncover a good deal, they're going to be wanting to take that deal over from you and happy to pay you a fee. And you want to talk to them about pricing. What can you afford to pay for a place? If they say, well, if I can pay 65% of retail value minus the fix-up cost, that's my sweet spot. Or if I can pay 70% of retail minus fix-up cost, that's my sweet spot. Get it from them. And then when you get a deal, you're going to send it out by text messages, the best way. Send it out and say, I've got a deal. Here's the pricing on it. here's the information, and it's going to go to the first person that takes it. This is going out to whatever you have, 20 people, 10 people, however many it is. Make sure that they know and feel that there's competition for that house. Don't let them think that they can just wander on by in a week and pay you a lower price. Instead, let them know, hey, this place is under contract for $60,000. The first person to pay a $10,000 assignment fee gets it. Here's the information, so have at it. And make sure that you are keeping the control position. And the control position is you're the person with the deal, they want the deal. Let me also tell you something. You're thinking about, how can I make $5,000, $10,000, $15,000 on a flip? That may seem like an incredible number to you. But let me tell you, from the perspective of the person who's in the business of renovating and fixing up real estate, or the person's in the business of acquiring properties and fixing them up, it is really hard to find good deals. It's not easy. If you go through a real estate agent, most of the deals that a real estate agent will show you as an investor are retail deals, meaning they don't really have profit in them. Might be discounted a little bit from full market price, but there's no profit in it, especially for a fix and flip person, because their number is typically 30 to 35% off retail minus fix up. And real estate agents are a retail outlet. They're not in the business of selling houses that cheaply. So it's really impossible for a fix and flip person to reliably find properties through real estate agents. Maybe some odd deal they find every once in a while, but it's very, very rare. So while someone's supposed to all day be fixing up properties, overseeing contractors, and making decisions about their business, they also have to be sourcing new properties, and that is very, very difficult to do. It takes a lot of work, it takes a lot of focus, it takes a lot of discussions with property owners to find the ones that will actually give you a great deal. So that's your part of the equation, and understand you are bringing enormous value into this entire equation. It's not like you're just bringing a little bit to the table. You're bringing a key component to their whole business to the table. And if they're complaining about paying you an assignment fee, don't sell them any houses, because there are less people with good houses than there are people that want to buy houses to fix and flip or buy houses as great deals on rental properties. So you really have the control, and you have the rare thing, not them. I know it often seems when you're, say, starting out, you don't maybe have a lot of money, you don't have a lot of connections, you're like, how does this even work? Why would anybody even pay me? Why would they pay me more than $500? They would pay you because in order for them to find the properties themselves, they'd have to spend time that they don't have if they have a thriving fix and flip business. And you have to spend a lot of money to find deals if they're going to do it the way they would probably do it, which is a large direct mail campaign, probably sending 30, 40, even 50,000 mail pieces a month, which will cost $30, $40, $50,000 a month to do in order to find deals. It's hard to find good deals. So if you as a wholesaler bring them great deals, you are just their best friend, and you are bringing a lot of value to the table. I said in the beginning of the video, you needed to also learn before you do this. You do need to learn. When you're going to be doing wholesaling, you need to learn a couple of things. You need to learn how to find the deals. And the deals are going to be gotten through networking. They're going to be through finding, what they call motivated sellers. Those are sellers that are in a bad spot and just want to get rid of the property, and price is not their primary concern. Getting rid of the property is their primary concern. Sometimes that happens with an estate where someone inherits a property that's just very run down, very bad condition. The heirs may be out of the area. They may not be at all interested in putting any money into fixing up the property. They just want to get rid of it. So, maybe a small component of the estate too. It may not be a lot of the value in the estate. So it's like, just get rid of it. Just sell it so we don't have the liability if someone gets hurt on it, and let's just get out of it. And those can be very good deals. There are other people that are going through a divorce and just need to dump their property. There are people out of other financial needs where they need to just get some cash together and get out of the property. So you don't know. There are many reasons for these things. But what you need to learn is the different indicators of stress and indicators of a seller that just wants to sell. And you need to learn a marketing method and program. So that'll include a website that you'll have, a We Buy Houses type website. It's going to include direct mail marketing. It's typically going to include phone calls and a call center. It's a pretty sophisticated marketing operation and can be very, very profitable. I like wholesaling because you're not putting up money up front. You're not managing contractors, so that it's much simpler in a lot of ways than a fix and flip business. And it just doesn't take the capital that those businesses take. So I do like wholesaling, especially as a way to start in the business, but you do need to learn about it. You also need to learn about assignments of contract, how that works, which ones are legal, what terms need to be in there. And those are things that you can learn from a wholesaling course. If I were in your shoes and starting out as perhaps a wholesaler, I would get a couple of courses and I would go through them with a fine-tooth comb, learn everything that you can learn, and then get out there, network, and find your buyers, find your strong group of buyers. And then from there, you'll start marketing to find the deals, and then you'll start making money. I also like about wholesaling, it's quick. When you find a property and put it under contract, if you have a strong set of buyers, it should take you mere days to get that contract assigned, and you get your money when the contract is assigned. There's no, I get your money later when they resell the property, or you get the money later when they settle on the property. No, no, no. The minute you sign on the dotted line and allow them to take over your contract, they pay you. And this is not a we pay later kind of program. It's a we pay me now. So I like wholesaling. I also like another business that I do, which is called Overages, where you're helping people get money that they don't know is owed to them. It's a real estate related business that has to do with properties that were sold at a foreclosure auction. If you'd like to know more about that, it's a great business that I think is somewhat related to wholesaling in the sense it doesn't take a lot of upfront capital. You don't have to take out any mortgages or borrow any money. All that you're doing is finding people that are owed a substantial amount of money that's left over from the overage sale of their house. You're reaching out to them saying, hey, would you like some help? If so, I'll go get the money for a percentage of whatever we recover. You go and recover the money and you get a portion of what you recovered. Doesn't cost a lot to operate, doesn't cost a lot to start. So I think it's a very good business. And lots of wholesalers have left wholesaling to go into overages because in overages, you don't have to do all the effort that you need to do in wholesaling to find good deals because they're just lists of monies that are sitting out there. So that's pretty wonderful. So if you're interested in overages, and you should be, if you're looking at wholesaling, definitely look at overages. Then click on the link to see my intro to the overages business video. I'm in the overages business. I'm an attorney. I've been in real estate for 30 years now. Overages is my favorite business by far. But click on the link, or if you don't see that link up there, it just means your browser doesn't support that. Then click on the link down below and you'll go to the intro to the overages business. There, I step you through that opportunity, tell you what it is. I think you're going to find you like it better than wholesaling, and I'd be interested in your feedback on that. Once you go look at that, leave me some feedback and let me know what you think of it compared to wholesaling, because I think it's far better, and many of the people who have left wholesaling to overages think so also, but I'm interested in what your opinion is. And after you go through my intro to overages video, if you'd like me to teach you the overages business, that's what I do. I'm happy to teach it. I do the business and I teach it. I think it's wonderful. You're going to help people. You're going to make money. You're going to have a business where you don't have to put a lot of money out up front, but you can make a lot of money. So it's a pretty cool business. And certainly anybody who's looking at wholesaling has to look at overages. So click on the link below or up above. Go to that intro to the overages business video, and I'll see you over there.